Hi everyone, I'm Alan and welcome back to the Rawlo report. So it turns out that the recent rumours were true about Labour and the new tax rises. So we'll take a look at this. So as we can see, this here, it's been now confirmed, and Rachel Reeves, like the absolute lunatic that she is, she's blamed Nigel Farage, Brexit, everyday citizens, you name it, all sorts around the world, the Tories, probably Trump as well, usually is, and all that kind of thing. But it turns out anyway, so one of the things that they're going to look at is they're going to halve the cash ISA allowance. Now, the whole reason behind this, what you're usually allowed is, I think, is it 20 grand that you can put in stocks and shares or a cash ISA or a combination of the two. And they're looking at halving this. And the reason is, their vision is people are putting their money in ISAs and then they're not using it. They're just parking it in a high interest ISA that's easily accessible and that's out of the shield. So an ISA, for anyone that doesn't know outside the UK, it's in a tax-free wrapper. It's this individual savings account that is exempt from tax, and that's why people use it. So typical Labour, they hate people being exempt from tax, and now they're looking to halve this. And the reason that they're going to do that, or that they want to do that, in their theory, is if there's less money in that, it will force people to invest in the UK stock market, and then in theory in the UK businesses, and then we'll flourish again and everything will be great and we'll have lots of spending. This simply isn't true. People under this government are scared, and quite rightly so. They are the biggest tax party on record, and we can prove that here. So this is the 10 biggest tax budgets on record. As you can see at the top, Rachel Reeves is number one, with 41.5 billion that she raised in the first budget and was seeking to raise, and she still needs more apparently. So this party is tax, which leaves less money in your pocket. There's no chance that people feel comfortable enough in this environment to invest in the stock market, given that the Labour they really are anti-business, they're anti-British, anti the people who live here, anti the indigenous people, pro-mass migration, pro-taxation. There's not much good that they stand for, and I think even the hardline Labour supporters now, I think even a lot of them are getting just how bad this government is. There was recent polling that suggests, I think it was 82% overall are not happy with the overall Labour government, and I think it was like 70-something% weren't happy with Keir Starmer themselves. I think that will just keep going up as they try to get blood from a stone. The only thing that Labour have are tax rises. Eventually, this just absolutely destroys the economy. People feel they've got nothing left to give. We're not batteries, we're not hens, and we certainly don't want to be slaves. So the last thing that I want to do is get up, go to work every day, not be able to afford basic things and basic life, and then really struggle. Which brings me to my next point. Here's another record that these guys get to do. It is this one. As you can see in this graphic, it looks like we're going to top for this year and next year the highest inflation out of all of the G7 nations, which is a fantastic result, isn't it? As if you're from the UK, what a great news that we get the biggest price hikes on record under this extremist government. And as you can see on the other side here, on the other side, the growth is not exactly amazing. It's not the worst compared to some of the other nations that are stalling, like France, Italy, and even Germany are struggling at the minute. However, that growth doesn't make up for the fact that people don't particularly care about GDP. They care about how much it hits them personally in the pocket. So if GDP is 8%, but inflation's at 12%, do I really care about what GDP is? Not really. It's just a nice figure to throw out there, and obviously it can prove when a nation is in a recession and a retraction, and it can prove if they're growing. But other than that, people care really about how much their pound is being devalued, and they care about how much they have left in their wallet to spend on the things that they want to enjoy. And under this Labour government, we're being taxed into oblivion. It's actually quite scary that we're only, 14, 15 months into this Labour government. I mean, based on what they've done up to now, can you really imagine what things are going to be like under a full 5-year term? It beggars belief. it almost, in a weird, perverted way, I almost want to see what 5 years would look like, just how extreme they are and how bad they could make it. But the realist in me, as an actual citizen that lives here, that wants a good life, I would love to see this Labour government dissolved ASAP and a new party put in, ideally Reform, because they're one of the better parties in terms of dealing with one of the main issues, which I feel at the minute is just unrelentless mass migration. It feeds into a lot of our welfare state, it feeds into our burden on the NHS, a burden on schools. It just has a massive impact on crime. That's why it's the number one issue in the UK at the minute. And that's why Reform have picked up on this, and they're looking to slash lots of benefits for people that shouldn't be here, look to start deporting some people, and that is the way forward, I think. But this government is an absolute shambles. But let's see for the actual details. We'll wait and see. I'll probably do another video when it comes out with the actual details of just what exactly tax measures they're going to introduce. But I can assure you that there's going to be nothing good for the likes of you or me, the everyday citizen. We, as always, get shafted under good old Labour.